Hi everyone, it's Mary Ayers from tapintoaction.com, and today we're going to do some tapping on fears, but not ordinary fears. We're going to tap on those big fears, things that I call there's no way, no how. It's really even hard to look at the topic. It's so scary to us. It catches us and freezes us just even thinking about it. So I've had this question asked me tons of times. How do you do that? How do you tap when you are tapping on something that is just exceptionally scary, that even the thought of doing it is so scary that you can't even imagine being able to move past the fear. This is how I do it. I'm going to show you how I do it because I want you to see that it's simpler than you think. A lot of times we think that, this has to be really hard. And actually, for really, really big fears, I say the easy part about it is most of the time we're just saying, no, I can't do it. Or no, I'm too scared. And we're very repetitive in that. And we're just going to add that to our tapping. Now, let me be really clear with you. Our goal is not to end up having to take an action. Okay? That is not our goal at this moment. Let me explain a little bit. I do a class called Closing the Gap from where you are to where you want to be, and it's about how we can be frozen in fear to actually doing some of the things we want to do. And how I explain it is I say, we're kind of like, if you think of it as three concentric circles. In the middle is our comfort zone. Now, our comfort zones are really important, and I know they get a lot of bad press and people are saying, oh, you shouldn't, stay in your comfort zone. But we get a lot of good out of our comfort zone, and it can be a very comfortable place. What we don't want to do is be so concerned that we can't move out of it. Okay, so we have a comfort zone. It's a really good place for us. It's great. It's filled with great history. We also then have the second circle is called our learning circle. And that's where there's something that we have to learn. We do not have the skills or the knowledge or the competencies about it yet. And we will tap on those kinds of things too. I mean, we tap on that just for discomfort, to bring down a little bit of anxiety. But they are things that we might take small, find little pieces of things that we can do, and start to move towards it, start to gain skills and whatnot. That's why it's called the learning circle, because it's some place that we can get to where we can acquire skills. I'm talking about that third circle. It's the outside circle. I call it the no way, no how. Things that there is no way, no how I'm going to do them. I can barely even look at them. I can't think of them. They are so scary to me that I can't even just look over there. Okay? Now, what do we do with those? So when you are wanting to grow, okay, when you are wanting to expand in your business or your social life, or you want to do something at work that would work yourself into a promotion, but you know that it will require more of you. Maybe you want to travel more and you just want to feel more ease about it. You can't even think of it. This is something you want to work on. I want to be really clear. It's something you want to work on. For me, let me give you an example. All right, I would not jump out of an airplane. Okay, it's way too scary for me. But I also have no desire to jump out of an airplane. So guess what? I am not going to tap on this at all. This is not something I would tap on. But when it comes to doing some things in my business, there are things that I will tap on. As a matter of fact, making a video was something I tapped on. About 2 years ago, when I even thought about doing a video, sitting here talking to you, or what it would look like and how would I come across and whatnot, just petrified me. I couldn't even look at it. And I did this tapping. I tapped like this because at that time it was on that third circle, that no way, no how. Then it became into my learning circle. How could I do it? And from there, the tapping that I did allowed me to take small steps to learn and get small successes and then grow to be competent with it. Or what I would say is grow more comfortable with just showing up being me, even if I flub up. I'm okay with that. So, but I do have things that are out there in that third circle. things that are so scary, but I know that they would be helpful to me to grow and to expand. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to think of one of those things that's out there in your third circle. Remember, you don't have to stare at it. As a matter of fact, if it's something that is so makes you so uptight, so scared, what I say is make it seem so far away. Put it out on another planet. Maybe you just call it that thing. You don't even have to give it a name. You don't have to put it right in front of you. Just say that thing. Your mind knows what it is you're talking about. And you may have to put it as far away as you can comfortably get to saying that thing. But I want you to think of something that you know, but check where you're in your life right now. All right, maybe it's getting on a dating site. Maybe it's starting to write, or look for a new job, or leave a relationship, or just cut your hair. You can't even imagine it. So it's going to be very personal for you, and we're not going to not give it a number, because pretty much while it's out there, we know that if it's out there and we can barely look at it, it's probably, we're going to say a 10. It's just kind of we can barely even imagine it. And here's what I want you to do. We're just going to start tapping. Okay, and though I know it's out there, and I kind of call this, I'm going to side eye it. It's kind of like, I know it's over here. I'm not really going to look at it, but I know it's there. I can feel it over my shoulder. And just follow me when you think about that thing for you, even though this thing scares the heck out of me. I can't even look at it. It makes me nauseous just to think about giving it a name. It makes me choked up just thinking about doing it. I don't like it. And that's okay. I'm going to be okay with that part of me that can't even look or talk about that thing. And you can probably see my body language because I'm thinking of something for myself. Okay, so it's like, I don't want to look at it. Even though there's no way I would ever do this. I just can't. I don't want to. It's way too scary. And that's okay. Look at me now. I'm at least tapping on it. Because my motivation right now is I just don't want to have this kind of fear about it. It doesn't mean I'm going to take any action on it. And I'm going to be okay with that. I just don't want to have this much fear around it. And even though there's no way in any world am I going to do that, I'm not ready. I can't. I won't. I won't. That's okay. I'm not asking myself to take any action. I am here. I am tapping on it. That tells me something. It tells me I want to find peace. I want to find a way to acknowledge that thing from a new way. Not a way that makes me so scared that I want to run away, but from a softer way. more observant way. Think about that thing that's out there. I don't want to do it. I don't like looking at it. It's too much. It's too big. I just want to close my eyes and make it go away. I can't do it. I won't do it. No. No way. Nothing. I'm doing nothing about it. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. I'm not going to do it. It scares the bejesus out of me. It's the monster that's out there. I can't even look at it. I know it's there. And it's too much. It controls me because it scares me so. For so many reasons. As a matter of fact, I'm so scared I can't even think of good reasons. And here's the thing. I'm going to be okay with myself right where I am. Because just tapping on it right now, taking these few minutes to acknowledge that it even exists, is a pretty stinking big thing. Because up till now, I wasn't even willing to do that. Now I can at least say no. I can say I'm not ready. I can say I see you there. But you're not the boss of me. I'm not going to run every time I think of you. And even if I'm not ready to do anything about it, and maybe I never will. This may be as close as I ever get. But in this moment, I'm right here, standing toe to toe. Saying, I'm going to be the one who's running this show. You may still be something I don't want to do, or I'm not ready to do, and you may be something I never do. But I'm not going to run anymore. I'm going to plant my feet on the ground and say enough. I'm standing here toe to toe with you. And that's a really big step. And I'm rather proud of myself about it. I don't want to carry that fear around in my body. My body doesn't need it. I know it doesn't want it. So I'm okay giving you the side eye. I know you're there. and I'm ready to come to a place where I'm going to be open to ideas. Maybe it's around this topic, or maybe it's just putting this topic to sleep. But as I stand in that little bit of power, in that decision, I feel a little bit more sure about me. It allows me to see the things that I can do, things that I've learned to do, to take pride in them. To know that I've learned and grown, and maybe I will someday do this. Maybe I will never do this. And I'm still okay. Still valuable, still lovable, still enough. Just being right here, taking this step. Take a breath. Give it a moment. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you may be able to feel that other thing there and be okay with it right now. Okay? I might have gotten a little further than you are ready to get. Maybe these words are too far too fast for you. Maybe you're still, I want you to stay out there. I hope you stay out there forever. I hope I never have to really look at you. What I want you to see is it's okay. When we are tapping on things that are out there in that no way, no how zone, we are just wording that, giving words and the strength to no, I don't want to, I'm not going to, I don't want to, I'm not going to, I'm not want to, I'm not going to. And then be coming back to saying, and I'm still okay. I'm still a good person. I'm still valuable, still lovable, still worthy. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Remember, that's not the goal. The goal is just to be able to open up the place for us to have more freedom in our life, more control in our life. The pride we could end up feeling in ourselves for just standing up to that fear is a big step, and we get to celebrate it. I did that. So how often would you do this? It's the other question I get. Well, if it's really something that I think is important to work on, let's say the video, when I worked on that, I only had to do it really a couple of times. You'd be really surprised. It's not like it's stuck forever and ever and ever, okay? And I only did it probably maybe, I don't even know if it was a half a dozen times that I tapped like that. And then I got kind of curious, and next thing I know, I was playing with it, and now a couple of years later, here I am hopping on, doing my thing and whatnot. But I've got new things out there. Trust me, I've got new things out there. And you'll know that I've done the tapping because as they start rolling out, you can be assured that I was tapping on that, and that's why they're out there. Give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself about those big things, but be willing to work on them. Take them out, put it in your schedule once or twice a week if it's an area you want to grow in. Okay, you have to schedule it because otherwise we're just going to leave it alone forever. Right? And if it's really, really hard for you, but it's something you think you need to do, make sure that you reach out to somebody. You don't have to do it alone. You never have to be alone in the process. There's always somebody who's out there who's being willing to stand right beside you and help you go through it. Okay? So excellent. I hope that was helpful for you. Please let me know. I love it when you leave a message for me. Please subscribe so you can get more of these kinds of tappings. And let me know. Send your thoughts. Put them down there in the comment section. People love that. They love to be helped, to see that they're not alone. They've got fears. Other people have fears, and that we're all trying to get through them together. All right, so until next time, this is your coach, Mary Ayers. Stay brilliant.